If you want to win some free PSN or Xbox gift cards, all you gotta do is be subscribed to my channel, drop a like on this video, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to turn on notifications. Also, if you guys want to get your hands on some cheap Master Prestige accounts for any Call of Duty games, check out DigiZani. The link will be down in the description, and make sure to use code GOBLIN. Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin, and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 3 video. Today's video I'm going to be answering some of your guys' questions on tips and tricks how to get better in Black Ops 3, because I had some really good questions on my last couple uploads that I want to get to and answer for you guys today. Some of these tips you guys may already know, some of them you may not, all that sort of stuff. This video will help you improve at Black Ops 3 and even other Call of Duty games. 2,000 likes, that's the goal guys. Slap that like button, I'd really appreciate it. If you could hit that 2,000 like mark, that would be absolutely amazing. Let's get started. First question comes from Jacob Hayford, and he says, "Hi Goblin, how's it going? I want to know why I keep getting hit markers with the M8A7. I put every attachment on it to make it stronger, but I still get hit markers with it. If you get this, thank you." Okay, so this is a good question, and basically his question is that with the M8A7, he seems to get a lot of hit markers and isn't able to get one burst kills. Now the thing about the M8A7 is it shoots out 4 bullets in every single burst, but you're not guaranteed to hit all the bullets. So it's really the harder to hit people who are moving targets. That's why if you're rushing a person with an M8, you want to be moving around, because they might only hit half of that burst, and then they're going to have to kill you with another burst. Now, as far as attachments, to be able to get the most one-shot kills, you want to have the long barrel attachment, stock and long barrel. I usually like stock and quick draw, but if your issue is not being able to get those kills and getting the damage off, stock and long barrel will allow you to get one burst kills at a longer range, because that's what long barrel does, increases the damage at range. Now, as far as being more accurate, all you have to do is only use the M8 when you're on a good connection, and make sure you are being accurate with those shots, and always prepare for multiple bursts. Don't go in thinking you're going to get one burst kills. Always keep spraying them and keep tapping that trigger as fast as you can, so that the bursts keep coming out as fast as possible until you kill the enemy. That's all the tips I can get. The M8 is a gun that is very good, probably one of the best guns in the game, but it does require you to have a good connection, to have the right setup, and to have very good aim. And it is harder to hit moving targets, because you're going to hit them, but you're not going to hit them with a full burst, and it's kind of deceiving because all you see is a hit marker. You don't really know how much you hit them with, so you just got to keep spraying until they die. Good question there, and hopefully I gave an answer. Next question from Aaron1212. How do you gain map control? Because every time I try, a teammate flip spawns. Now, map control is essential in objective-based game modes. In TDM, there's pretty much no map control, because as soon as you get map control, the spawns will just flip on you. Map control is huge in hardpoint, uplink, domination, I mean, even demolition, objective-based game modes, you know, the longer game modes that require you to get a lot of kills and are objective-based. Now, map control basically means you have the part of the map that you want to have. For example, on a map like Nuketown, I'm going to use it as an example because everyone knows Nuketown is the most simple map, simple in design. Map control is when you have the objectives held down. If you have A and B flag, if you have the hard point and you're behind the hard point, your teammates are all spawning near the objective, that is essentially what map control is. Now, how you develop map control is you have to push with the team and control the middle area of the map beyond the middle area. Now, one thing that's really hard and really frustrating is, for example, if you're playing on Nuketown and you're playing with a bunch of kids who like to sit in their spawn or sit in the building, you're never going to be able to go out and get your map control by yourself. So what you want to do is you want to watch your teammates on the mini-map, and to gain map control, you have to move with the team and sort of create some teamwork with random teammates. Of course, there's no communication unless you're yelling at people in game chat, which is not very common. So you just have to watch the mini-map, move with the teammates, and sort of bait and switch and help. I mean, it sounds very easy, but it's a lot more complicated because you're playing with a bunch of random teammates. Of course, it would be a lot easier if you're playing with the party. Once you get map control, you say that your teammates always flip spawns. You just have to be aware of that. If you see teammates, it's all about watching your own teammates on the mini-map. If you see 2 teammates run into the enemy spawn, you watch the kill feed. If they get 3 kills, the spawns are going to flip, so you need to turn around in the middle of the map. It all comes down to awareness, and you need to be watching your mini-map for your own teammates' movements as much as enemies' movements. That's one thing that I talk about a lot, is because wherever your teammates are, you can, if you're a smart player and you understand the map and understand how map control and spawns work, you can determine where the enemies are based off that. Very good tip, very good question. That's how you gain map control. Another way about gaining map control is to not lose map control, you don't want to over push it. If you have the hard point in the middle of the map, you don't want to say, okay, we have the hard point, we killed them all, let's run straight to the spawns. You want to set up on a head glitch or set up on an area in their building and maybe in a corner or something like that around the garage area where you can continually hold that map control but still stack up your kill streak, stack up objective, and stack up your kills, of course. Next question. Hey Goblin, how do you aim, by moving your body or by using your aiming stick? Now this is a very good question because it's kind of, it sounds very obvious. You're going to aim using your aiming stick, but there's the left stick and the right stick. So there's two different sides, and it really comes down to coordination, and that's why, you know, aiming in this game is really a bit more complicated. I mean, it's very simple in theory, but it's a bit more complicated when you dissect it. So what you want to be doing is the left stick is moving side to side basically, and with that stick what you're going to be doing is you're going to be strafing. So I like to use stock on all my assault rifles, and I'm strafing side to side while shooting people. The right stick is going to be for those swipes or those big movements. That's for the aiming stick. So if people are jumping up above, you want to swipe up to kill them. You want to swipe side to side on that one. You want to use the right stick to swipe in all directions, whether it's horizontal or vertical, and the left stick to maneuver yourself and to strafe the enemies, sort of to helping you win gunfights. If the enemy is not looking at you, of course you can just stop and shoot them, but if they are looking at you, and most gunfights are going to be face on face, or, you know, there's going to be someone shooting at you, strafing and moving with that left stick while aiming with the right stick is the right way to lock it down. I personally use control freaks to help me aim. They are really effective, and there's a bunch of different control freaks. People always ask me, what control freak do you use? It really doesn't matter. Most of the control freaks are the same. It just depends on which grip you prefer, much like your thumbsticks. Anyway, what control freaks are, there's extensions to your thumbsticks, and I use them to help myself aim. Very effective stuff, and I'm sponsored by them. You can use my code to get 10% off. They only cost like 15 bucks or something like that. Link for Control Freak is down in the description. I'm sure most of you guys have heard of Control Freak. They've been around for years and very popular in the Call of Duty community, and I highly recommend it. Probably the cheapest way to enhance your playing in Call of Duty. Next question comes from Cloud Race. Hey Goblin, I'm often outgunned by an SMG when I'm using an assault rifle because of the faster sprint out time. Do you have any tips for this? Yes, I do. Now, this is what I talk about when I say KN-44, ICR, guns like the HVK, the Honey Badger setup, that can help counter SMGs. SMGs have a faster sprint out time. They basically have faster times on pretty much everything, but of course an AR is going to have probably higher damage and a higher range. Now, how you can match this is, number one, fast hands. Fast hands increases your sprint out time. So an SMG player without fast hands, if you're using the KN-44 with fast hands, you're actually going to have an advantage over him just because you had a smarter class setup. The other one is, of course, quick draw. Pairing quick draw with fast hands is the way to speed up ARs, and you'll see me on probably about 75% of my assault rifle classes. I will use those setups. If I know I'm going to be playing on a map where a bunch of SMG players are going to be, you know, a Nuketown, a Breach, and an Aquarium, I'm going to run a gun like a KN-44 with those enhancements to help my sprint out team or speed and help me match with the enemies. If I know I'm running on a bigger map like Infection or Redwood where people aren't going to use SMGs, then you can probably just use an M8 and sit back, you know. So it all comes down to what you prefer, but also what the enemies you're going to be running up against. And, you know, that's something that I can definitely give you there. Next question from Josh Bellin. Goblin, how can I not get shot in the back? I always get killed when I'm on Relentlesses because I get trapped. Now, people always ask me this. How do you not get shot in the back? And it all comes down to awareness on the map and map movement, map control, all that sort of stuff. Now, one thing is that you really don't want to ever be turning your back to a doorway or where potential enemies could be coming. If you are going to turn your back, you want to slide out of there immediately and get to cover. But a typical way is you can sort of jump backwards, especially with the boosters in a boosting game like Black Ops 3. You can go without turning your back to the enemy simply by boosting away from them and being able to get to cover a lot more safely. As far as getting trapped, that just is because you need to move a lot sooner, and you need to see plays before they happen. That goes back to like one thing I was talking about earlier in the video with map control. If you see your whole team's pushing their enemy spawn, they are going to flip. You don't have time to wait and see until they flip. You have to have that forward-thinking mentality and be able to make the move before it actually happens. Be able to read the play. It's the same thing that happens in sports, you know, in football and basketball. The best players are, you know, best point guards, the best quarterbacks are ones that can read the play before it can happen. And while, you know, Call of Duty is a video game, the same thing sort of applies there. You have to be able to read the plays, and over time and playing a lot, watching a lot of videos, tip videos, you're going to develop that skill, and it's going to become very, very simple for you. It just takes time and practice and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully you guys will enjoy today's video. I would really appreciate appreciate if you guys could smack up 2,000 likes. That would be absolutely amazing. I know some people, you know, don't like the tip videos, but then I get a ton of comments of people saying it helps them out so much, and that means a lot to me. So if you guys want to ask me some more questions, and you have specific questions that you want to know about getting better in Black Ops 3, leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you guys. Drop a like, subscribe for Cookie, and don't looky. Have a great night, guys, and I'm out. Peace.